Receiving schools, here is a reference for today's lesson. The strand, substrand, outcome, topic, materials, and your reference.
Good morning, 8Cs, receiving school students and teachers.
Good morning, Miss Yurima.
Okay, 8Cs and receiving students. Okay, I'd like everyone to sit up straight, please. Okay, before we go on to our topic for today's lesson, okay, I want everyone to sit up straight and you're going to listen very carefully to this paragraph or this story that I'll read. Now I'm going to read, okay, I'm going to read it out to you, and then after that, I'm going to ask you, or you're going to answer a few questions from listening to what I've just read out. Okay, so that means I'd like everyone to sit up straight and you'll have to listen very carefully. Okay, 8Cs and receiving students. Now this is part of our previous lesson in which we looked at the history. Okay, the history of trade. So that means everyone will have to listen very carefully, and then in the end, I will ask you questions and you're going to write your answers, just the answers, into your exercise books. Okay, it reads, the Hiri. All right, Papua New Guineans were great traders. The Hiri, a South Coast trading expedition, was one of the most famous examples of this. Each October or November, the Motu and Koitabu people around Port Moresby sailed west to the Gulf of Papua in lakotois filled with clay pots, arm shells, and betel nuts. They returned home with cargoes of sago. The Hiri was important for both trading partners. The Gulf people did not make pots, so they looked forward to welcoming their visitors each year. The Motu and Koitabu people needed sago to help them survive the annual drought in their homelands. All right, the Badi Tauna captain of each lakatoi had his own trading relation in one of the western villages. Some made short trips to villages near Yule Island, but others journeyed on to Kerema or even to the Kikori Delta, a journey of more than 300 kilometers. An average size fleet was about 20 lakotois with 30 men in each. Sometimes the sea was rough and lakatois were destroyed. When this happened, it was a double loss because men were drowned and the hungry people at home had no sago. Okay, Sir Albert Mauri Kiki, who helped lead Papua New Guinea to independence, remembered the visits of Hiri voyagers when he was a small boy growing up in Orokolo village in the Gulf. Much later in 1968, he wrote, I saw several of these Hiri trading expeditions arriving in Orokolo. The trade was not conducted like common bata. It was carried out with a certain ceremony, and the declarations of friendship that went with it were as important as the exchange of goods itself. Okay, the arrival of the Lakotoi in Orokolo was usually a great occasion. The Motu people did not carry their pots to the market, but each went straight to the house of his trade relation with whom his family had been dealing for years and perhaps generations. Henny, the leader of the expedition, went to my father's house. He would hand over all his pots at once to my father, and it was considered bad manners to count them or to ask for a price. To any outsider, the transaction might have looked like a gift, but in fact, my father was counting the pots carefully, and as they were piled up in the house, one of his sons was charged with making knots in a piece of string, different knots for different pot sizes and different shapes. In this way, my father assessed the amount of sago he had to give in return, and once again the sago was presented to the trade relation without counting. Often my father would also go into the bush and cut a canoe for Henny, because the Lakotoi might need some repairs and replacements after the long journey up the coast. The friendship between my father and Henny was further cemented when my father called his first son Henny, and his friend called his own son Kiki. In fact, Motu trade relations were almost considered members of one's own clan. If one of them were to die in Orokolo, we would bury him with full rights like one of our own people. Then in 1971, leaders in Port Moresby, including Lord Mayor Oala Rarua, thought it was time to celebrate the Hiri. They wanted people to remember the great achievements of a time long before the arrival of Europeans. So the Hiri festival was organized, and it is now held in Port Moresby every Papua New Guinea National Day, 16 September. Many events take place, and the festival has become one of the nation's most important and colorful cultural events. Okay. Now to your questions. Number 1, okay, you can just write your answer. Okay, what you'll do is just choose or write the correct word, okay, in which I will read out. Receiving students. Okay, number 1. Okay, the arrival of the Lakotois in Orokolo was an, it said, unwelcome or important occasion. The arrival of the Lakotois in Orokolo was it said, unwelcome or important occasion. Okay, just write your word, the correct word. From these 3 words, said, unwelcome, important. Choose one of those words. Which one is the correct word? Okay, receiving students. Again, the arrival of the Lakotois in Orokolo was an, it said, unwelcome or important occasion. Okay, that's number 1. All right, number 2. Okay, when the pots or flowers or money, when the pots, flowers or money were handed over, it was considered good manners to count them. When the pots of flowers or money, you choose any of these 3 words. When the pots, flowers or money were handed over, it was considered good manners to count them. So which one of these 3 words? Pots, flowers or money? When the pots of flowers or money were handed over, it was considered good manners to count them. So what's the word? You write it down, number 2. Okay, number 3. The pots were counted secretly by making holes, bows, or knots in pieces of string. The pots were counted secretly by making holes, bows, or knots in pieces of string. Okay, write your word down. All right, number 4. Some of the Lakotoi's pots sago needed repairs after the long journey. Some of the Lakotoi's pots sago needed repairs after the long journey. Which of those 3 words? Lakotoi's pots sago needed repairs after the long journey. Again, some of the Lakotoi's pots or sago needed repairs after the long journey. Okay, number 5. Sir Albert's father and Albert Henny Oala Rara were good friends. Sir Albert's father and, is it Albert Henny or Oala Rara were good friends? Which of these 3 were good friends with Sir Albert's father? Again, Sir Albert's father and, is it Albert, is it Henny or Oala Rarua were good friends? Write your answer down, please. Okay, next one. Or the last one, number 6. Okay, the Hiri festival is held each year in the Gulf, Orokolo, Port Moresby. The Hiri festival is held each year in the Gulf, Orokolo or Port Moresby. Write your answer down. Okay, let's go through our answers, please. All right, number 1. Okay, can we have number 1, please? Michael, number 1. Read out your word. Okay, number 1 reads, the arrival of the Lakotois in Orokolo was an, what's your answer?
Important.
Okay, important occasion. Receiving students, was an important occasion. Number 2, when the something were handed over, it was considered bad manners to count them. What's your answer? Number 2, receiving students, what's your answer? Andrew?
Pots.
Okay, when the pots. Okay, number 3, the pots were counted secretly by making something in pieces of string. Just get the mic.
Knots.
Okay, good. Knots. All right, receiving students, the word is not. Number 4, some of the. Okay, just give out your answer so we won't waste time. Some of the lacquer toys, okay, needed repairs after the long journey. Okay, receiving students. Number 5, Sir Albert's father and Henny were good friends. And number 6, the Hiri festival is held each year in Port Moresby. Okay, thank you very much. HCs and receiving students. Okay, HCs and receiving students. So in our previous lesson, we looked at trade. History of trade. Okay. Today's topic, please. I want you to get this topic down. Trade within PNG. Okay. I think in our introductory lesson, we looked at international trade and we forgot to look at trade within our country. Okay, within PNG. The buying and selling of goods with other provinces. Okay, trade within PNG. Okay, I want everyone to sit up straight, please. Okay, can I have the class please to read in Papua New Guinea?
In Papua New Guinea, there are provinces that do not produce their own goods but depend on other provinces for their goods.
Okay. All right, one example. Okay. Charlie, please, in the Highlands provinces.
In the Highlands provinces, potatoes and cabbages are brought to Lae by truck, then shipped in containers to other centers where purchased by buyers.
Okay. Okay, one example of trade within PNG. In the Highlands, okay, they produce what? Potatoes, cabbages. In which some centers, some areas, they don't grow or they don't produce cabbages or potatoes. So where do they get the cabbages and potatoes from? They buy from the Highlands. Highlands bring down, okay, the cabbages and potatoes to Lae, okay, and then maybe from Lae it is shipped in containers to here, Port Moresby. All right. So at the markets where you see those potatoes, cabbages, they're from the Highlands. Yes. Okay. Another example. Okay, can I have someone to read, please? Okay, Ismail, please.
In the Oro province, they purchase their building materials, example, roofing iron from Lae. Other goods such as biscuits are also purchased from Lae, then shipped to.
Okay. All right. For example, okay, in Oro province, they cannot produce their own goods. They need goods, or they depend on other provinces for their goods. Like, okay, iron, roofing iron, okay, or sheets of iron that is needed to build a house. Okay, they don't have any industrial companies in Oro province. So what do? They have to go to Leh. Okay, they have to buy their product from Leh, and then it is shipped over to Oro province. Or what about products of food industries or food products such as biscuits, where they go to Leh? What's the company there that produces biscuits and all that? Leh Biscuit Company. And what's the main one? Where it's based in Leh. Anot, sir. Yes. Leh Biscuit Company and also Anots, okay, which is in Leh, okay. They also get their products from there. And not forgetting here too in Port Moresby. Okay. Okay, what is another product? 8Cs and receiving students. Any other products that we get from other provinces which we don't make here? Stephen?
Tin fish. Tin fish.
Tin fish. What type of tin fish?
Besta.
Besta. Yes? Okay, where do they produce? In Leh, yeah. Okay, Besta, mackerel, tin fish in Leh. Okay, any other products? Matches. Okay, netizen. Okay, everyone listen please. 8Cs.
Ramu sugar.
Sugar. Where? Produced in Leh or Medang? Medang. Okay, 8Cs, wait. Ramu, is it in Leh or Medang? Okay, just wait. Okay, listen. Okay, anyway, Ramu, Ramu, okay, which they produce sugar and other provinces get sugar from them, okay. They but they get sugar from them and which we drink tea with. But okay, let's find out. I don't know which part, is it in Leh or is it in Medang, but okay, we leave that out first because you are getting angry over that and you might fight. Okay, another product please, 8Cs. What about Ardi tuna? They're in Medang. They produce what? Tuna. Okay. Yep. Okay. Anything else? Okay. Let's hear from Zimalin. Zimalin. Okay, listen, please. It says
Matches.
matches. Okay, what company produces matches? Number one. Okay. Okay. What about tea? Okay, Eunice. Okay, everyone listen, please. Listen to Eunice.
Tea is grown and produced in Western Islands.
Okay. All right. Tea. Okay. Okay, grown in the highlands, Western Highlands, and then, okay, shipped or air freighted to other provinces, other centers. Yes. Good. What about coffee? Okay, in the Eastern Highlands, yes. Okay, is betel nut grown in the highlands? No. So, where do they get the betel nut from? The highlands. Okay. Hands up. Okay, Suleng.
Coastal areas.
Okay, from the coastal areas, maybe from Leh or other centers, and then they go up to the highlands and they sell it up there. So you see, one example of trade. And coconuts too. Coconuts, they come down to Leh, get coconuts, and then they go up to the highlands. Yes. Apple. In Chimbu? Oh, okay. All right. Oh, okay. Ismail wants to say something. Yes. Okay. Listen, HCs and receiving students here, you are discussing some of the products that are being traded within PNG. Yeah? Okay, so receiving students, please in your class, can you talk about some of those products?
Cordial.
Okay. Which company is that? What type of cordial?
Pacific Industry.
Pacific Industries. Okay. And Pacific Industries where? Yeah. Okay. Okay, Zimalin again, Zimalin.
Coco.
Coco. Coco. Again, please, Zimalin.
Cocoa which is grown in the highlands.
Is cocoa grown in the highlands? Cocoa. Okay, gimana? Okay, class, listen. Gimana, can you face the camera, please?
Apple. Apple.
Apple. Where
Apple
is
is-
apple grown?
In the Chimbu province.
In the Simbu province. True. Okay, we'll have to find out more on that. Okay, and then you.
Oil
Okay,
palm.
listen.
Oil palm. Western Bitan province.
Okay, oil palm, and what's that product? What do they make out of oil palm?
Oil.
Oil, ah? Okay.
Cooking oil or cooking oil.
Cooking oil. All right, cooking oil, yes. At those, what do you call them? Oil palm factories. Like example, Mosa, or yeah, where they make oil. Okay. Okay. Hey, anything else, 8Cs? Quick guys. Zenag, Zenag. Okay, Suleng. Okay, everyone listen to Bobby.
Copra. Copra. Grown in East New Britain province. And it produces soap, biscuits.
Okay, soap out of copra, which, okay, from East New Britain province, okay. Yes, and they make soap out of copra, biscuits, all right, the local products. And then sometimes it's being shipped to other centers. 80s and receiving students, I hope you understand what we're talking about, trade within PNG. Yeah, okay, Chrisima.
Noni oil. Noni oil.
Noni oil. Is that a product from?
Manus province.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Chrisima. Okay, Chrisima said noni. Noni is a plant, is it? Yes. Okay. And a plant or tree or a fruit? Okay. And they make soap out of it and oil. And sometimes you find these products in the chemist. Yes. Okay, Eunice.
Coconut. It's not coconut. It's not grown in the islands. So they bring it down from the coastal areas up to the islands.
Okay, coconut. Coconut is not grown in the highlands, so they need coconut. They come down to the coastal area, or they come down to Leh, and they buy coconuts and they go up to the highlands. Right? Okay. Okay, let's Charlie. All right, everyone listen.
Oxenfam.
Okay, Charlie, everyone, hey, are you listening?
Meron made in Port Moresby at 15 miles.
Okay. All right. So,
Produced by Hugo Kennedy.
by who? Okay. Very good. Okay. Chicken. Okay, Eileen.
Chicken, it's made, it's what?
Okay, it is. Listen to Eileen.
There's a company here in Port Moresby, Ilimo Farm, Zenega Company, and one in the Highlands.
Okay, so one here in Port Moresby and one in the Highlands. Okay, where they have. Is this the product Quick Kai and all that chicken? Okay. Okay. Eight Cs and receiving students. We'll stop here. Thank you. We'll stop here. Our topic, which we just discussed orally, okay, the type of products that are traded within Papua New Guinea. So you've given some very good answers or products being traded with other provinces. In our next topic, we're going to look at, this time we're going to look at the main exports and imports, PNG trading with other countries. And we might look at pie graphs, pie charts and bar graphs and so forth with this topic. Anyway, this question here was just this, we just discussed orally, okay? So we'll stop here. Thank you very much, HCs and receiving students, for participating. And our keyword for today's lesson is PNG. PNG. Trade within PNG. Thank you, 8Cs, receiving students and teachers. Thank you for listening.
Teachers, here is your reference for the next lesson. Your strand, substrand, outcome, the topic, materials, and your reference.